Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Factor Cap Paranormal Files. My name is Wes, and I'm with Top Shelfers, and today we are diving into 5 scary things caught on camera in the woods. We're going to go through these videos, and I'm going to kind of give my input whether I think these videos are fake or real. Now, I've been researching paranormal and investigating it for 10 plus years now, and I'm pretty strict. I'm pretty hard on videos that get posted on the internet that are in the paranormal world, just because I truly want to know if there is anything else out there. I've had my fair share of strange things happen, but I still don't know what I believe in. I still don't know if there is anything out there. But I can tell you one thing, there are a lot of fakes. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to weed out those fakes so people stop falling for fake videos. There's too many out there and not enough trying to find the real thing. So let's jump into this one. As always, this is from a Nuke's Top 5, one of the best content creators on the platform for compilation paranormal videos. Make sure to go show him some love. I'll drop the original video link down below. Let's start this one now.
Five scary things caught on camera in the woods. Something in the forest. Scary things have been happening around the Umatilla Indian Reservation in Mission, Oregon. Locals have been hearing strange sounds in the middle of the night that seem to originate from the swamp in the nearby woods. One night around 11 p.m., a man heard bizarre noises and went outside his home to try to capture some of the creepy sounds on his phone.
January 21st, about 11 p.m. I'm a couple hundred feet from my house. You can hear it going off in the background right now. Kind of sounds weird. Kind of sounds doggish, hyena-ish, but you can hear it going off in the background right now. It's really kind of strange, just to say the least. It's been going off for about 15-20 minutes so far by the fire station. And it's pretty crazy, so if you can listen, that'd be crazy. Hold on. I mean, that almost sounds like laughter. It's actually gotten closer since it started. It's probably only 200 feet, 300 feet from me right now. I don't know what it is or what that is going off right there. You can hear it. Gunshot. Somebody just shot over into the woods. I don't know what that was. I'm pretty sure somebody was shooting a .22 or something into the swamp. It's pretty much stopped in the last minute. But I'm just gonna stay and stick it around, seeing if I see anything weird. You guys be the judge.
Some local residents believe that the strange noises coming from the swamp late at night are possibly either a coyote, a fox, or a cougar. However, residents who have lived in the area for years say that they've never heard sounds like these.
I mean, I've seen foxes and coyotes around here for a long time, and I'm not sure why, if foxes and coyotes have been around here that long, why we wouldn't have heard them. before. And all of a sudden, since November, things have been just going crazy around our community.
Some locals have even claimed that the area is home to a Sasquatch, and that this creature is the source of these wails and screeches.
Okay, let me crack my fucking knuckles here and get into this. To me, it completely sounds like a coyote. Like, no questions asked. He already says that there's coyotes in the area. They've never heard him before. It could be a couple different things. It could be that they're running out of food. They're more vocal. Maybe they're being more predatorial. Maybe they're in their rut. I don't know if coyotes go through that, where it's breeding season. Maybe they have a mating call of sorts that will make that noise. I've been in areas where there are hundreds and hundreds of coyotes, and they sound just like that. They kind of sound like a hyena dog hybrid, which is exactly what that sounded like to me. If it's not that, he said maybe a fox. I don't know anything really about foxes. Sasquatch, that's quite the fucking stretch there. I mean, we're talking now, we have a paranormal cryptid creature being involved in something that just sounds like some sort of animal. And even if we are talking Sasquatch, never once, well, I don't want to say never once, but that doesn't really follow suit with the typical Sasquatch community. I've personally never ran into a story where it sounds like it's making a howling, laughing noise in the area. So, I mean, I'm going more towards coyote or some sort of dog type creature. Is it a cryptid or paranormal? I highly doubt it. Or they put it in later in the video, they put that in over top the video as an audio lay-in, and are just making a fake to fuck with their friends and family, or maybe make a viral video. Like, that's always potentially the situation. The gun firing, I mean, when I was out camping in an area, that was a good way to shut the fucking coyotes up. Shoot a couple 22s in the air, do a couple desk pops. They'll stop whining. They'll stop crying for a little while. Like, I feel like that's all that really was. I don't think that's a Sasquatch or anything paranormal.
Pretty sure my friend who's doing a documentary on Bigfoot will enjoy this footage.
And that right there, that's the, what do we call it? The confirmation bias type thing. Maybe that's not the correct term, but it's, you want to believe it's something so bad, so you'll contribute anything that you can't easily explain away. My term, the thing that I always coin is anything to justify, and it goes for paranormal and a lot of other things I don't want to talk about on this series. But in your mind, if you really want it to be a Sasquatch, you're gonna say anything to justify that, so it fits your desired narrative.
So is it Bigfoot, or simply an ordinary animal calling into the night? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Drive in the woods. Sometimes you don't even need to venture into the forest on foot for scary things to happen. This couple in Russia are simply driving down a street through a wooded area late at night. They certainly aren't prepared for what happens.
Hey, that made me jump scare. Anyone else? Fuck.
A random tree suddenly crashes to the ground right in front of them, and they're forced to drive right through it. Luckily, there was no serious damage and no one was injured, but the driver seems to have almost had a heart attack when the tree came crashing down. Decorations.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess that's creepy. I didn't realize this was just going to be not creepy things. But yeah, that was scary, for sure. Got my heart pumping.
A man hiking through the woods in Suffolk County, New York, happens upon a truly bizarre setting. A bit freaked out, he pulls out his phone and begins filming. He also pulls out a large hunting knife to protect himself, just in case.
Okay, we're deep in the woods. sort of, we're like on the border, because like there's a side of the woods where there's people's houses. But I came to a trail that led to a trail that led to a trail up the hill, and I came down this, and as you can see, probably can see, it's blocked. There's trees knocked over, blocking it, and cut down so that it's hard to get down the hill. But I saw what looked like a fire pit. Now remember, we're still in the woods. We're still in the woods, right? I don't know what this is. Do you see the trees? Little white. Okay. I was like, okay, these are probably no trespassing signs, or maybe it's something for the wildlife or something. Look what these are. What the is going on in here?
Missing person posters are taped all over the surrounding trees.
Look at that.
And a blanket and empty food containers are spread on the ground. There's a strange structure of sticks and branches, and there's a shovel propped against a nearby seating area. The hiker hears voices approaching and makes a hasty exit.
This one. Stacy Peterson, 23 years old, missing from Illinois, 2007. Oh, I heard voices. We have to get the out of here.
Using info from his hiking tracker, he reported the location to local police. What happened next either perfectly clears everything up, or makes it all even more mysterious, according to your point of view. The police questioned a nearby property owner and were told that the whole macabre setup was simply decoration for an upcoming Halloween party. An explanation that the law enforcement officers accepted without further investigation. However, the original poster of the video wasn't convinced. After all, the video was recorded on October 3rd, well before the usual time for any Halloween party. And even so, the missing posters looked like they had been hanging there for a long time, and certainly not put up recently.
And it's obviously these, you could tell, these aren't new. Like, not just that this is 2012, Noblesville, Indiana, right? Look at the tape, look at the water damage. These bits have been hanging up for a while. And look at this, like, just look at this. Who the is gonna decorate this? What the This guy's a grown-up.
Either way, as the poster pointed out, it's still a bit perverse to use real missing posters of people's loved ones as Halloween decorations.
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about a couple things with this. Like, one, if you're someone who is going to go investigate in the woods or anywhere in nature, please bring some form of protection. You know, whether that be if you are someone who carries, or bear mace, or a knife, or something. Because, A, you never know what you're going to run into. Animals are lethal, right? You could run into something crazy like this guy did. And it could turn out worse than, imaginable, right? There's crazy people who exist on this earth. We all know this. And a situation like that could have turned really scary if you did run into the wrong people. I mean, I'll give you an example, right? Like, I live in Utah, and one of the biggest kidnappings Utah is known for is the Elizabeth Smart case. She was a young lady who was kidnapped from her house. I think she was 14 at the time, and taken up the mountainside by her two captors, a husband and wife. And when people went out to look for her, individuals came very close to where they were staying up on this mountainside. And I believe that her captor was even quoted saying, like, she would have killed people who would have came up. And this was only in like 2006. Stuff like this happens all the time. Serial killers still exist. If you're out in the wild, researching or doing, looking for Sasquatch or whatever it is, like, at the end of the day, I would either go with a lot of people or be have something to protect yourself at the bare minimum, And even if you do, like, if you fucking run into like a Sasquatch, better safe than sorry, right? Running can only do so good, Like, there's always faster people. So I just kind of want to give that PSA before we talk about that one. That is a very creepy video. Extremely creepy. To me, personally, someone who, I have a true crime podcast that I do. It's a True Crime Drunks. You can find it anywhere. I've researched a lot of serial killers. I have researched the psychology of a serial killer, how the serial killer's mind works. To me, this seems like some fucking serial killer vibes. Living off the grid a little bit, posting your trophies out in the open so you can come back to them. That all screams serial killer vibe to me. Is it just someone doing a decorative thing? I mean, that's possible. That's what the police wanted to believe. Does that seem right to me? No, absolutely not. He has good points. That shit looked like it's been hanging there for a while, and someone just finally came across it. I don't think that that's just some Halloween jokester stuff. Because who would put up missing people in like Halloween decorations? Not a normal ass person. That's not a fucking cool decoration. That's not a scary decoration. It's a real life decoration. That's some serious shit. If I went somewhere where there was missing people, like hanging on trees, taped to trees, that would be pretty pissed off. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of fucked up. So I don't buy it. I agree with the video creator here. It's something more than just some Halloween decorations. So he says, what I want to know is if these are Halloween party decorations, why have they been hanging there for weeks or months? Because it was painfully obvious that stuff had been there for quite a while, not set up recently. There's clearly the case as seen in the video. Seems to be they're just using the time of year as an excuse, just my opinion. I also gotta wonder just what sort of person thinks it's okay to use real missing person posters of people's lost loved ones as a party decor. Edit, I've been told through the grapevine that supposedly the residents of the adjacent property will soon be erecting fences and posting no trespassing signs. It's an interesting one.
As Halloween decorations. Cabin in the Woods.
Great movie.
An abandoned cabin in the woods is the quintessential ingredient for thousands of horror films, short stories, and just all around scary things. So why would anyone decide to not only go to investigate a scary cabin in the woods, but also set up their camp right outside its front door? Well, this adventure-seeking group of French Canadians did just that. And the results were pretty much what you would expect.
Ouais. Fait que ce fut c'est une super de belle soirée. Qu'est-ce que vous en pensez, les amis?
Moi, je pense que le feu, il a réussi en esti, hein? Qu'est-ce que t'en penses? Il a réussi en tabarouette.
Un esti de beau feu.
Hey, t'avais-tu entendu ça?
Quoi?
Check, check.
Ah! Frank, pogne la flashlight! Vite, pogne la flashlight! Fuck, c'était quoi? C'est où? C'est parti là-bas. Ah! Chose là!
Oh shit!
Il est où?
Hey, c'est pas drôle, c'est quoi? Laisse aller, hein?
C'est où? Dans l'eau.
The group spots some bizarre thing peeking out of the cabin door at them. When they go to investigate, it's gone. But then they spot the thing again, now outside the cabin. They pursue, but again it disappears. So is this just a hoax by a bunch of bored camping Canucks? Or is it something supernatural? Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a hoax. It sucks too because you took such a creepy place and then you ruined it by doing a really typical hoaxy video with a goddamn toaster as a video camera. I don't know when this was filmed. Maybe this is old. But, I mean, there's a couple things that a couple rules I follow if I'm going to go investigate shit out in the wilderness. And near the top is I definitely don't fuck with, like, I'm not going to stay and put up my camp near somewhere where someone else could potentially be putting up their camp who doesn't want me there. That's just a bad idea. Like, I mean, obviously you can tell, like, they didn't do a tour of this building, but, you know, it's not just paranormal that we have to worry about, you know, like, there's people who are just not in a good place and have to live out in the woods, and, you know, they might take what's the phrasing? They might take offense to you bumming in front of their place, you know, like, just dangerous. But yeah, I think this is a hoax. I mean, those are just quick edited things that are super easy to add on. Like, it's just not even interesting to me, sadly.
Scarier than nature. Scary things in the woods don't always have to involve animals or dangerous creatures. Sometimes there are far more frightening things lurking on a woodland path. 3 boys who were dirt biking deep in the woods ran into something they never expected.
Baja. Have you seen it up there?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive. We were at the mine.
Just robbed me.
I haven't seen him.
Thanks, bro.
Oh my god, Jesus shit. My dad, though.
An apparently intoxicated man comes lurching out of the woods, screaming, a gun in one hand and a beer in the other. He blocks their path, demanding that they stop, and then asks if they've seen a silver Subaru.
Silver Subaru, Baja. Have you seen it up there?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm positive.
He claims he's been robbed.
Just robbed me.
I haven't seen him.
Thanks, bro.
But for obvious reasons, the boys don't stick around to hear the full story.
Dude, that's not funny. That wasn't funny. Hey, I got it on film.
The video poster said they reported the encounter to the local sheriff's office. They were told by the law enforcement officers that it was, quote, no big deal. No further investigation was conducted.
I mean, this is what I was just talking about, right? Is like, you go out into some trail or whatever and you're encountered by this guy. Now, do I think that this is obviously kind of weird, but could he be telling the truth? Yeah, and he didn't really do anything necessarily bad towards these kids. I mean, he has a gun out, which is kind of not always the most approachable thing, but, you know, if he really did just get robbed, I don't necessarily blame him. I mean, it looks bad on his end, and he is drinking, it looks like, but, you know, he was kind of nice to them. He said, hey, have you seen a silver Subaru, whatever? And they said no, and he's like, wait, are you sure? He said no, and then he was like, okay, thanks, bro. Like, he wasn't like aggressive towards him. He was just asking him a question. I mean, stopping him with a gun in your hand's kind of a fucking red flag, and if that would have happened to me, I probably would have been a little bit more on edge. But this just goes to show, like, if you're gonna go do paranormal things, or you're gonna go investigate paranormal things, or even just be out in nature, like, best just have something with you just in case. Like, you know, if this guy was this guy right here, if he had ill intentions, like, what are you gonna do? Gun beats fists most of the time. Like, I don't know. But anyways, these were 5 scary things caught on camera in the woods. Definitely some scary stuff on here. Not too much paranormal, but, you know, we can change it up from time to time. Good cough to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Peace.